I've been a magician for the last 8 years of my life, and these are my 5 favorite magic tricks to perform. Starting off at number 5, we have the lie detector test with a twist. Touch the back of any card so we can have one selected. So let's say you touch the back of that one right here. Make sure to have that memorized, and we will lose it somewhere into the middle of the deck. So I'll have you cut off the top third, set it over here, and then cut this one in half and set it in the middle. Now I'm going to have you say no to each of my next 3 questions, which are just, is this your card? Now, it does not matter if you're telling the truth or not. Just say no. So if it is or is not your card, just say no matter what. So hopefully you will have cut to your card and I'll be able to read and tell if you're lying. The first one, is this your card? You of course say no because it's what I told you to do, and I think that you are telling the truth. So I'll set that off to the side. We'll try again. Is this your card? You say no, and I think that you are telling the truth. Then for the third time, is this your card? You of course say no, and again I think that you are telling the truth. So now I'm going to take these 3 piles, pick them up, and I'll have you name any number between, let's say, 1 and 15 or 20. Let's say you say 8, just so it doesn't take forever. So let's take the next 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now you can truly tell me what your card was, or for some reason you're being a little stingy and not telling me, but I think that you got right to your card, the 6 of clubs. And thank you for telling the truth on all 3 of these. At number 4, we have one that goes by 2 names, either the Chicago Opener or Red Hot Mama. Go ahead and just call out stop for me if you would. So let's say you call out stop and it's about right there. I'm going to have you look at your card real quick. You got that, and I will take it here and place it right there on top of the deck and lose it about halfway-ish. So most of the time you'll have magicians lose the card and find it again, and that feels kind of boring to me. So what I'm going to try to do is let the cards find it. And by that, I mean I can now go through the deck and find that one of them has now changed colors, and like all the rest of them. And you can now freely tell me what your card was, unless, again, you're one of those people who just decides to see if I actually got it right, and hopefully your card was the Queen of Hearts. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'll try it again, okay? So we'll try it again. Go ahead and call out stop for me if you would. So let's say you call out stop there. Once again, show your card, set it down, and we'll put it back on the top of the deck and lose it about halfway in the middle. Let me move this out of the way so I can spread through it and see that one of them again has changed colors to show that the cards again have found it. Sorry, that wasn't a very good spread. Let's see if I can actually let's see if we can improvise this, because that's kind of embarrassing. Maybe we could just sometimes reuse old cards. I'm currently majoring in psychology at college, and this is my favorite magic trick to do that has to do with a lot of psychology principles. So at number 3, we have my psych trick. Go ahead and touch the back of any card if you would for me. So let's say you touch the back of this one right here. Have you take a quick look at it, and we'll keep it lost somewhere in the middle of the deck. So now your card is somewhere lost. What I'll do is I can give it a quick shuffle, and I can even let you give it a shuffle. So we'll give this deck just a really good mix-up. Say that it is completely gone, and there's no possible way that I could know where on earth this card is. So we'll give this card a quick square up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for 4 cards I think could be yours. So the first card I'm going to select is this one here, and then we have the second one. We'll go with this one, third of which being this one here, and fourth, making this tricky. Let's go with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 4 cards. We'll get rid of the rest, and I'm going to ask you a series of difficult questions on a scale of 1 to 10, ranging from like a 3, then a 5, a 7, and a 9, and we'll end with a 10. So that'll be after the trick. So the first question, is this your card? No? Hopefully I'm getting that right. And we'll take that one and put it off the side, and the next one will go to the top. So now the next question, this is a 5. This is going to be a little bit harder than the last one. Is this your card? Again, you're going to say no. I'll take this off the side, and hopefully you realize this is a joke at this point. So then we have the 7. Is this your card? No. I mean, is it at least a 6? No. How about a diamond? No. 50-50, red card. No? You suck. And that's red. Let's try this again. You're being serious. It wasn't this one, though. Like, you're not just pulling my leg? It's not the 2 of hearts? No? Okay. And it wasn't the 6 of diamonds. You're actually being serious about that. Okay, how about this? What was your card? Again, you don't want to tell me. Okay, what if I told you it was right there? And number 2, we have the one that gets the biggest reactions out of every trick I perform. The reason it's not number 1 is it takes a little bit longer to set up, so I don't get to perform it quite as often. But at number 2, we have the calculator trick. So first, I want you to know that we have the ace through the 9 of spades here, all in order. And what I'm going to have you do is mix them up. But since you are through the screen, I'm going to have you mix them up in a bit of a weird way. I'm just going to have you say 1 or 2. If you say 1, one card will go down like this every time you say 1. But if you say 2, the cards will switch and mix up the order. So now it says 2, 4, 3. That will mix up the order when you say 2. So if it's 1, is like this. If it's 2, it is like this. And then if you only have 1 card left, of course, there's nothing to switch it with, which will then mean you have no choice. That card will have to go down. I'll show you one more time just to make sure you've got it. 1 is going to be like this, and 2 is switch. Got it? Great. Now this is a completely free choice. You could truly say 1 or 2. So let's just say you go 1, and then 2, and 1, and 1, and 1, and 2, and 1. And you could do this as many times as you want to. So sometimes people go once. Let's say you win again. So let's say you do 3 1s, and then 2 2s back to back, and then 2 1s again. It can truly be, it's truly free choice and as many times as you want to go. So I've had some people go 5 times. It takes forever, but we're not going to do that for today. So now, here's the other thing I'm going to have you do. I'm going to have you see this calculator on the screen, and I'll put it right here. And what I'm going to have you do is give me any numbers. So usually, as one person's doing this, I have someone else giving me the numbers. And give me any number, let's say a 2-digit number. Okay, so let's say we have 42, and then a 3-digit number, let's say a 378, a 4-digit number, 8,226. Let's do a 1-digit number, let's say 5, divided by another 2-digit number, let's go 27. Okay, so these are all numbers that I'm getting from the spectators in whichever group that I'm in, and I'll have them doing that at the same time as this. And before we get to what that'll actually equal up, let's look at the numbers that you got. So we have 3, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9, ace, 4, 2. In this case, we'll just use the ace as a 1. But now if you actually hit equals, you'll see that it actually equals 357,689,142. Impressive work. Well done. Now before we get into number 1, I have 2 runner-ups. First of which being one called Out of This World, also seen on America's Got Talent by Matt Franco. Before we get started, just know that I do have a prediction card here, and now we're going to give this deck a quick mix-up, and then we will go from there. We'll pretend like I didn't fail that first time. So now what we're going to do is, I'm going to have a red and a black card selected from the middle of the deck. So let's go with that one and that one. Sweet. So we have a red card and a black card, and what I'm going to have you do is take off about half of this deck. Just cut it anywhere. So you cut it there. And I will have you just say red or black. So if you say red, I'll put it in the red pile. If you say black, I will put it in the black pile. And it can truly go either way. So I'll just put this in fast forward, and it's truly your choice. Now at this point, I will have switched these two. That way now when you say black, I'm going to put it in this pile, and now when you say red, I will put it in this pile. And even I could have you do all of this. So let's just say you put black here and red here. Now statistically speaking, you should have got about 50% right, but most of the time when I ask people how well they think they did, I usually get around about 70%, and excluding the really arrogant ones, which I get even higher than that. So we'll take these 2 cards, put them off to the side, and let's see how well you truly did. So when it comes to this pile right here, you will see that you have completely and perfectly separated all of the red cards from all of the black cards. But then when it comes to the second pile, we're going to have something fun happen, where when you look through the black cards, they're all right, but the red cards have one card that looks like you messed up on. So that's still really, really good. But you'll notice that this 6 of clubs, the only card that you messed up out of all of these is the one card that I predicted that you would mess up on. And at number 6, we have the coin matrix. I'm going to take the 4 quarters and place them in the 4 corners of this card mat, and then take the 4 aces and cover each of them up. So now we're going to start working on our teleportation skills. So we're going to take each of the quarters and cover them up one by one with the 4 aces. And here's how this is going to work. I'm going to take it here. You're going to see that we have 1 quarter underneath each one. But what I'm going to try to do is make it teleport and jump just like that. Okay? So we'll take the first one and put it here. And again, we'll try it again. Okay? So let me see if I can get this to work. We'll have it here, go 1, 2, and with a quick snap, you now have 3 all in the back. Okay? We'll try this one more time, just for good measure, but this time, actually, well, we won't do it that way. I'm not even going to do anything with my hands. I'm going to use the cards to do it. So the first time, we're going to see that there is now 4 here, and now the last ace is gone. Before we get into number 1, just know that all the playing cards that we're using in this video are going to be 10% off using code cardperfectmagician. But without any further ado, let's get into my favorite card trick to perform because it has so many quick hitters and is so fun to see the misdirection that goes behind it. At number 1, ACR, otherwise known as the ambitious card trick routine. Go ahead and call out stop for me if you would. So let's say call out stop there. Now, since this is the first part of this trick and you've already seen quite a few, I'm going to see if I can make this a little bit easier on you, right? So we have the 4 of spades as your selected card, and we're going to lose that about halfway. Now do me a favor and just guess about what number of cards down that is. So let's say you said, 25 down? Now I'd say you were right, and excluding the fact that you're completely wrong, but we can work with that. There's always room for improvement. So that wasn't entirely your fault because you didn't actually see it go down to the middle. You just trusted that it did. So this time you're actually seeing it in the middle. Now do you want it higher, lower, leave it where it's at? Let's say you want to leave it where it's at. This time you're actually seeing it in the middle though, right? So since you're actually seeing it in the middle, that should make it a lot easier on you. So once again, just guess how far down. So let's say you say 30 down. Again, close, but not exactly right because this time it's actually on the bottom. And they're all different. There's no 2 cards that are the same. But let me make this a little even easier on you because the first time you didn't see it at all. The second time you trusted me, but only saw it once. This time I'm going to let you double check on me. So you actually see it twice. So clearly right now, it's actually in the middle, unlike some of the other times where I've just pretended like it was. But this time you're actually seeing it go. So there's the first time. Now I'll have you push those in the fan for me if you would. You don't have hands. Let's just do that. Let me know what your favorite card trick to perform is down in the comments below. But if you actually want to learn any of these tricks, I have taught all of them and will leave them down there as well so you can learn every one of them. But if you want to see last year's top 5, I'll leave it right there in the entire top 5 playlist from last year right there. And if you want to see the rest of the top 5 videos coming this year, I would make sure to subscribe and ring the bell because they're getting posted through all of this month. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Card Perfect, signing off.